إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وحده في ذاته ووحده في صفاته، وأشهد أن سيدنا محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله، وكفى بالله شهيدا، فصلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد، فقد قال تبارك وتعالى كما ورد في سورة الكهف بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. واضرب لهم مثل الرجلين جعلنا لأحدهما جنتين من أعناب وحففناهما بنخل وجعلنا بينهما زرعا كلتا الجنتين آتت أكلها ولم تظلم منه شيئا وفجرنا خلالهما نهرا وكان له ثمر فقال لصاحبه وهو يحاوره أنا أكثر منك مالا وأعز نفرا، إلى قوله تعالى: واضرب لهم مثل الحياة الدنيا كماء إن أنزلناه من السماء فاختلط به نبات الأرض فأصبح هشيما تذروه الرياح وكان الله على كل شيء مقتدرا. المال والبنون زينة الحياة الدنيا والباقيات الصالحات خير عند ربك ثوابا وخير أملا. وقال جل وعلا كما ورد في سورة التغابن: إنما أموالكم وأولادكم فتنة والله عنده أجر عظيم. صدق الله العظيم. ومن أصدق من الله قيلا. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. The ayat I recited before you from Surah Al-Kahf depict the second story of the four stories mentioned in the Quran and Surah Al-Kahf, and they all have to do with Al-Masih al-Dajjal, the false Messiah, who will deceive the people in which we today are living in these times and ages of Ad-Dajjal. The first story is, of course, the story of the companions of the cave, the youth, and their trial, Fitnatul Deen. The second story is Fitnatul Mal wal Walad, the trial of wealth and children. Let us together get familiar with the story and draw some lessons from that great parable Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala presented to us. واضرب لهم مثل الرجلين جعلنا لأحدهما جنتين من أعناب وحففناهما بنخل وجعلنا بينهما زرعا. And present to them an example of two men. We granted to one of them 2 gardens of grapevines, and we surrounded them with palm trees and placed between them fields of crops. Each of the 2 gardens produced its fruit and did not fall short thereof in anything, and we caused to gush forth within them a river, a natural irrigation system, in other words. And he had fruit. So he said to his companion while he was conversing with him, I am greater than you in wealth and mightier in numbers of men. And he entered his garden while he was unjust to himself. He said, I do not think that this will perish ever. And I do not think the hour will come. And even if I should be brought back to my Lord, I will surely find better than this as a return. His companion said to him while he was conversing with him, Have you disbelieved in He who created you from dust, and then from a sperm drop, and then proportioned you as a man? But as for me, He is Allah, my Lord, and I do not associate with my Lord anyone. لكن هو الله ربي ولا أشرك بربي أحدا. So the man, the owner of the garden, committed shirk with Allah. We'll see how. The companion is continuing his conversation with him. And he said to him, وَلَوْلَا إِذْ دَخَلْتَ جَنَّتَكَ قُلْتَ مَا شَاءَ اللَّهُ لَا قُوَّةَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ إِن تَرَنِي أَنَا أَقَلَّ مِنْكَ مَالًا وَوَلَدًا. Had you only said while you entered your garden, what Allah willed has occurred. There is no power except in Allah. مَا شَاءَ اللَّهُ لَا قُوَّةَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ. Although you see me less than you in wealth and children, it may be that my Lord will give me something better than your garden and will send upon it a calamity from the sky, and it will become a smooth, dusty ground. Or its water will become sunken into the earth, so you would never be able to seek it. And his fruits were encompassed by ruin. So he began to turn his hands about in dismay over what he had spent on it, while it had collapsed upon its trellises, and said, "Oh, I wish I had not associated with my Lord anyone. Ya laytani lam ushrik bi Rabbi ahada." Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this parable is comparing a true believer to someone who claims to believe in Allah. He's a believer too, but the level of faith and piety is like the difference between the earth and the sky. The one who professed to believe was tested with a garden, which due to his weak faith was led to arrogance and rebelliousness against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because of his superiority over his friend. Now let us draw some lessons out of this parable and see how this parable can affect our lives and hopefully become aware of these trials and come out of it, the trial of wealth and children, and come out of it successfully. The first lesson is the lesson of greed. Man is never satisfied with what he has. He always wants more. And when he's given more, he wants more and some. No matter how rich one becomes, he wants to be richer, and this is called greed, طمع. عن قتادة عن أنس رضي الله عنهما said that قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لو كان لابن آدم واديان من مال لابتغى واديا ثالثا ولا يملأ جوف ابن آدم إلا التراب وَيَتُوبُ اللَّهُ عَلَى مَنْ تَابَ. And Anas, he said that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, if the son of Adam, this is a metaphor to mean all human beings. If the son of Adam, if all the people had 2 valleys of money, he would wish for a third. In another narration, Ibn Abbas, he used the word instead of mal, dhahab. Or if he had 2 valleys of gold, he would wish for a third. For nothing can fill the belly of Adam's son except dust, except dirt. What fills our stomach when we go in the grave? Do you take anything with you? Nothing. Sadaqa Rasulullah. Indeed, the Messenger of Allah spoke the truth. You take nothing but dirt. And Allah forgives him who repents to him. Lesson number 2. Appreciate and be grateful for what you have. Do not behave arrogantly towards what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you. Do know the wealth you amass is a bounty, a fadl from Allah, and it is not your hard earning.